Okay, so IDS uses three methods to detect intrusions in the network. The first method is signature recognition. Signature-based intrusion detection compares incoming or outgoing network packets with the binary signatures of known attacks using simple pattern matching techniques to detect intrusions. Signature recognition can detect known attacks. However, there is a possibility that other innocuous, not harmful or offensive packets contain the same signature, which will trigger a false positive alert. To avoid false triggers, a massive number of signatures are required. A large amount of signature data requires more network bandwidth. IDS compare signatures of data packets against those in the signature database. An increase in the number of signatures in the database could result in the dropping of certain packets. New virus attacks such as URSNIF and VIR lock have driven the need for multiple signatures for a single attack. Changing a single bit in some attack strings can invalidate a signature generated for that attack. Therefore, entirely new signatures are required to detect a similar attack. It seems like some malwares try to evade IDS by changing a single bit or small number of bits to make the signature look dissimilar. Whenever this happens, entirely new signatures are required to detect same kind of attack. Despite the above problems with the signature-based IDS, such systems are popular and they work well when configured correctly and monitored closely. So the next intrusion detection method is after signature recognition. It is anomaly detection. Any changes to regular behavior is anomaly. Say a user typically downloads 500 MB of data per day, but on a particular five, if he starts okay on particular day, if he starts using 50 GB per day, then it is suspicious. So every day, this is just an example of what is an anomaly. So if a particular user is using 500 megabytes of data per day, and all of a sudden he starts using 50 GB per day, then it is suspicious. So anomaly detection detects intrusion based on the fixed behavioral characteristics of users and components in a computer system. Here, the challenge is to create database of normal behaviors of a user or component. Hence, some events labeled as anomalies might only be irregularities in the network usage. Next is protocol anomaly detection. For example, we all know TCP/3 handshake mechanism. What if we observe only SYN packets on a network continuously? This is protocol anomaly. General indications of intrusions. So after looking at the different types of anomaly detection, let's see what are the indications of intrusions. Intrusion attempts on networks, systems or file systems can be identified by following some general indicators. File system intrusions. The presence of new or unfamiliar files or programs. Changes in the file permissions. Unexplained changes in the file size, the presence of a rogue SUID and SGID files on your Linux system that do not match your master list of SUID and SGID files could indicate an attack. SUID set user interface, set user identification, SGID set group identification are two special permissions that can be set on executable files, and these permissions allow the file being executed to be executed with privileges of owner or the group. Files with strange extensions and double extensions. Missing files are also a sign of probable intrusion or attack. So after file system intrusions, uh, after file system intrusion indicators, let's see what are the indicators that can come from network intrusion. So a sudden increase in bandwidth consumption, repeated probes of the available service on your machine. Example, if we use too many Nmap probes, The IDS might detect this strange number of probes. Connection requests from ICS other than those in network range. Repeated login attempts from remote hosts. Here the key is remote host. If the login attempt is on host, then it is not a network intrusion. Since the attempt is to connect remotely, it is classified as network intrusion. So if it is on a host, then it is not a network intrusion. It will be system intrusion. Other examples of network intrusion is a sudden influx of log data, which could indicate attempt at DOS attacks, bandwidth consumption, and DDoS attacks. So normally there will be some events or some anomalies that will be logged. But if there is a sudden of that log data, then that will be suspicious. So that might be an indication for a network intrusion. Next is system intrusion. So what are the indicators? Indicators to conclude that it is a system intrusion. So sudden changes in logs such as short or incomplete logs, unusually slow system performance, missing logs or logs with incorrect permissions or ownership, modification to system software and configuration files, unusual graphic displays or text messages, gaps in system accounting, system crashes or reboots, unfamiliar processes. Uh, so the next topic we'll see in the next video.